Good morning, good afternoon. It's Friday, November 10th. You still don't get to get a word of my voice, even though I'm not there. So there you go. First thing I'm going to review is the tool media inflation question. Even though we may have covered it in class on Thursday, I'm recording this before class on Thursday. So if I got to this on Thursday, I apologize for the repeat, but I'm sure you'll live. Just a review on Tulip Mania. Basically, this is showing the effects of price bubble, capitalism, mercantilism matching up, meeting together because you've got tulips coming in from the Ottoman Empire and they're breeding them. The Dutch botanists are breeding them and they became very popular, and it creates a capitalist system where something becomes popular and rare and it inflates in prices, even though the Dutch people are making about an average of 875 guilders, which is their currency, but the average cost was about 4,000 guilders. And they would trade for so many for all these goods for one tulip. You're like, tulips? Yes, tulips. You think people like flowers? My wife likes flowers. Other people like flowers, but this was crazy. So the annual income was about 875 guilders. One tulip bulb costs about 4,000, about 4.5 times the annual salary. Runaway inflation and greatly reduces the ability of people to buy goods because these prices become too high. We have a little bit of this today, in the in post COVID when prices were becoming too high because goods were hard to get, and the residual effects of that. Okay, now we've done a lot with mercantilism, we've done a lot with capitalism, and this idea of the price revolution. And so mercantilism remembers this idea that we're trying to the mother countries are using the colonies as kind of their personal, banks to gain gold and silver and establish a favorable balance of trade. In other words, they're using them to win a trade, to export more goods than they're importing, forcing the colonies to buy from the mother country for lower prices, that you did that activity, with the only being able to buy from England. So this cartoon is a classic cartoon that shows the impact of that, and that's what you're going to be looking at. Part of what you're going to be looking at today. What's the message? What's the action taking place? And so on as we're looking at this. Remember, it's representing the concept of mercantilism and how this represents the context of mercantilism. This is back where my big head's going to come back in. I guarantee you'll see this on the test that will be Thursday of next week. The other thing is that you're kind of looking at what materials go where. So on the MI Open book, you've got this on page 71. The mother country takes manufactured goods back to manufactured goods go to the colonies. They're forced to buy them, and other raw materials are coming to the mother country from the colony. That's one that's going to be due on Monday. The other is that on Monday night is the struggle for North America reading. The struggle for North America reading, and this is basically a reading. And used to be I made you fill in blanks. That's why this is we spend a very short little amount of time with this. This is getting very close to the United States. How much time I want to spend with this, I'm not. It is debatable, but there is a form that you will answer. There's a form that says, I haven't made this live yet, but you can see it. There's a form you answer as many times as you need to get credit completion. The multiple choice, you may have to copy and paste back in the short answer because I have to look at those separately. But this is a very simple, straightforward reading. Technically, it's giving you too much time because it's due on Monday night, but we will probably not have much class time on Monday for it. If you did not finish the mercantilism introduction questions, from Friday, from the post game, the post activity questions, based on this, what's an export, what's an import, what are the main goal mercantilism for the two countries based on the value, the example of Spain, and whatever examples you used from the activity we did. And France sold 300. So the main goal is to increase the money in a country's treasury. So this is just another reiteration of the cartoon that you were doing. So that is that. It's very possible that I push up this deadline depending how much time I think you have and to do certain items. So right now I've got it set to be due on Monday night, but for the form, but that could advance as we go along because you may not have, you probably won't have time on Monday for this. We're going to be working on some other things, and we may start. We're going to be looking at some other activities, including a common lit over Olo Aquiano, and that will be upcoming, and then a project on mercantilism, and then we'll be progressively reviewing for the test. The reason why the test is Thursday is because the 16th and not Tuesday is you got lucky because I'm not here. So I think that's why ended up making that decision. Okay, I think that covers what you need to close up. So the Age of Exploration notes part 2, you should have closed up by the beginning of next week. And as far as all the slides in the notebook, Pear Decks will be posted if you missed something, and we should be able to go from there. Okay, so again, in summary, uh, New France reading, mercantilism cartoon, mercantilism intro questions if necessary. If you, you may see this, be surprised, and be moved up depending on my thoughts Thursday afternoon. But I'm recording this before late Wednesday night. Okay, bye bye.